Hello and welcome to the weather update. Sorry for the delay. I had a bad anxiety panic attack with everything going on, I guess. But anyway, let's talk about the weather and see some high clouds around. Definitely in and out of high clouds today, and getting a lot milder. We're going to first kind of pull out on this satellite image so we can look at the whole country here. And you can see here this complex system that is moving our way. And this is a very strong low-pressure system and cold front that we're going to be dealing with that is heading our way. And if we look at the radar, you could see there are actually severe thunderstorms that are going to be affecting, once again, parts of this area here in the eastern parts of the Midwest. And that's what's going to be moving into our area tomorrow night. And if we pull this out, the lightning, it's probably lightning with these. Oh, yeah. Well, it's lightning. Yeah, I know. It's February. I know. Thunderstorms in February. I know. It's pretty crazy. So let's look at, and you see here, looking at this, that we actually have high wind watches in effect for, it's interesting. It's not showing up here, but there's a high wind watch. Oh, high wind warning now issued for Suffolk County. Okay, so that's just been upgraded to a high wind warning, it looks like. For Suffolk County. So, okay, that just happened. All right, it's not showing up on this map, but, yeah, now there's a high wind warning in effect for Suffolk County. So, let's go and look at what our current conditions are. If they show up on the map, that would be absolutely great. If not, I don't have the patience, so doesn't work. There we go. All right, so we're in the 40s. 45 at Islip, 45 at West Hampton. So generally mid-40s. Temperatures have risen throughout the day. Well, we were, a milder day. You can see dew points have risen, too, as well. And you're starting to see the winds pick up a little bit as well. Let's look and we're going to go over our highs and the lows in a minute. So let's go to the lows. And I'm just going to keep it at this level because every time I zoom in and out, sight's being very slow, but it looks like it was very cold in West Hampton again. 3 in West Hampton for a low. 15 in Islip. And looks like 13 at Miller Air Park, west of Toms River. So, again, very good radiational cooling tonight. I meant this morning. But tonight it will be mild. We'll be staying above freezing. And let's go to the highs. Yeah, mid-40s. Closer to 50 in New Jersey, though, you'll notice. And tomorrow we're going to see even bigger variations with that. So let's go look at the model. So we have a high wind warning in effect for Suffolk County. This is very disturbing here. High wind warning from 11 p.m. Thursday to 9 a.m. Friday. Southwest winds 25 to 35 miles an hour. This is not, it's interesting. It's just, doesn't list Suffolk County here, but gusts to 55 to 65 miles an hour possible. So it could be some power outages and stuff. Yeah, it's in the orange, so. Oh, high wind watch. Okay, so it's a high wind watch. That's a high wind watch for the same times. So again, that's pretty much what we're gonna have to worry about for tomorrow. So let's look at the models here, and we're gonna be focused on this storm generally. So let's go to the eastern U.S. and this is the GFS, the latest one. It's 0Z, and you see those tight isobars. And we'll be dry tomorrow for most of the day. The rain doesn't move in until around midnight. And then we're going to have that rain. And then you note that V shape in the isobars that we're going to have to deal with. All right? And then after that, fair weather builds back in. But that V shape is a concern because when we see that, that is an indicator of the possibility for severe weather. So when you look at this and you see that V shape, you'll see that you can clearly see there's a V right there in the isobars. And when you see that, that is an indication of a sharp cold front and possibility for severe weather. So let's look at some of the other models here. This is generally the GFS. Now, the good news is we have more of a short-range models in it, so we can actually look and see what they show. Now, we're dry tomorrow, but here comes the front, and after, I would say, H-R is a little faster, like around 11 p.m., 10, 11 o'clock, we'll start seeing some rain move into the area. And you see, again, that sharp V there. Not quite as sharp on this particular run, But you can see it showing some scattered lines of thunderstorms that we'd have to watch out for. And this would be before sunrise on Friday. Then it moves offshore, and fair weather builds in after that. But this is going to be a sharp cold front. So I want to show you the dew points first, because this kind of illustrates the dew points and the winds to show you again for tomorrow. You see that southerly, southwesterly flow. Now that means it's going to be a big difference between New Jersey and Long Island. Over New Jersey, that flow is over land, so it'll be a lot warmer. Over Long Island, it'll be over water, so it'll be cooler. And then you can see how high these dew points get. This is a real tropical surge of air here. And it's going to be a very strong LLJ, low-level jet event. And again, it's going to get humid. Dew points possibly reaching as high as 60 in New Jersey, and mid to upper 50s in our area. But you'll see that sharp difference there, right around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock Friday. We go from these muggy dew points, and the drier air comes rushing in on gusty northwest winds for later on Friday. All right, and then there's going to be a big difference in the temperatures too. So if we look at the HRRR here, you'll see tomorrow, look at how warm it gets in Jersey. I think 70 is a good bet throughout much of New Jersey, 60s in the city, and on Long Island, 50s for highs, because again, the flow is over land. So for New Jersey, so it'll be warm, but for Long Island, it'll be cooler. It's going to be a big difference with that. That is quite impressive. And then we stay mild throughout the night, 50s, and then that warm surge eventually gets to our area too. I think maybe we could hit 60 early Friday morning on Long Island, right ahead of the cold front. But look at that sharp cold front there, and that's what generates a lot of lift for this severe weather. But you note how the temperatures drop pretty quick. By Friday afternoon, we're in the 30s, so it'll be getting colder behind that cold front. So we're going to look at a couple of the other models here when it comes to precipitation. This is just to give you an idea of, we can also look at the HRRR as far as total accumulated precip. That'll depend on who gets the showers and the thunderstorms with this. But let me go to the NAM 3. And radar 10M winds. It's 10-meter wind. So this kind of shows the line getting breaking up as it hits the ocean. And that you would think that would happen, but again, there's a lot of energy in there. So to see, actually, there's actually two lines of showers. There's the first one, and then the second one. The second one associated with the actual cold front that comes through. And NAM's a little slow. It brings it through more like 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning on Friday. But still, this is definitely something we're going to have to watch out for. And we're going to talk about this a little more tomorrow night. We'll have even more information on it. But very, let me just look at the FV3. This is another model we can use as well with this. You can see this front, and you can see it really does have a line there. Some of these models develop a solid line over us. You can see that. So that's the concern that we're going to have to worry about. So let's go to the skies, I guess. Well, actually, let me go back to the regular GFS. Regular GFS, please. All right, so this is the regular GFS. We'll just show you what's going to happen with the temperatures behind this front. This is the GFS for your Thursday. Again, showing that warmth in Jersey. And then look at that warmth comes right up. So we'll have our morning high right around 7 or 8 o'clock, possibly hitting 60. And then by the afternoon, we'll drop into 40s and then through the 30s. And then we're going below freezing Saturday morning, probably upper 20s. And then for Saturday, we'll have more seasonable highs around that 40-degree mark. Sunday is actually trending colder now. We may not make it above freezing on Sunday. Now, as far as the skies go, behind this front, we will clear it out slowly on Friday afternoon. Hopefully Saturday will be a more sunnier day. But again, looks like it's developing some more clouds. It's almost like a secondary cold front comes through. And then Sunday, well, it's still showing some clouds over us. This is the GFS. So it's a low-resolution model when it comes to the sky, and I don't really like using it because of that. Let's look at the RHM for tomorrow, and you'll see there'll be breaks of sun. It won't be completely overcast. And those breaks of sun, look at that, especially over New Jersey, are what's going to really get the temperatures up for tomorrow over Jersey. But that south-south wind saves us on Long Island from the heat. And then for Friday, we clear out by Friday afternoon. Sun's out. Could have some nice skies. For Saturday, we start off with some sun. But it looks like a clipper or some kind of trough or maybe a secondary cold front moves through on Saturday, which will generate some clouds in the afternoon. And then Sunday will be a clear day after that. So, but I'm more focused on this severe weather event, and I want to look at some more models for that. And the next thing that I want to use is the Vent2 Sky site and looking at the thunderstorm threat on this. So let's do Friday morning. This will be 6 a.m. Let's see if there's any cape. Probably not one. There's a little bit of cape showing up here, but not a whole lot. But this cape is not really going to be a great indicator. But look at the rushing wind there ahead of that front. That's the thing that we have to be concerned about again. And let me just go back to tidbits here for a moment because one thing that we need to look at here, and I'm going to put this back on the HRRR, the 0Z run, is the 850 winds. So this is the thing to be concerned about because this is the strong LLJ, which you can clearly see on this here, that's going to be developing over us. And look at all that. Look at how it intensifies as it moves east. This is a very strong LLJ in the atmosphere. That's at 850. Which is above the surface, but again, any showers, thunderstorms could bring that flow down to the surface and bring some of those strong wind gusts down to the surface. And that's the concern that we have, that we could see wind gusts 65 in excess, 65 or higher in some of these thunderstorms. And you can see how it kind of just blossoms as it gets east. That LLJ gets tighter and tighter. LLJ standing for low-level jet. Okay, so all right, so the Cape doesn't look that impressive on here. But if we look at the lifted index, let's see how that looks. It doesn't look that impressive either, but like I said, the winds are really going to be the concern. So actually, let's look at the wind gusts on here. And this is the Vent2 Sky, which uses the HRRR, so it's visualizing the wind gusts. And it's going to start getting windy even Thursday. So if we look at tomorrow here, at noon, for instance, you'll start seeing some gusts up to 36 miles an hour. We go to 7 p.m., and we start seeing those gusts pick up even more. We go to 11 p.m., the gusts are now gusting to near 50 miles an hour. So this is a very strong LLJ that we're going to have. And then by Friday morning, by 2 a.m., we have wind gusts, look at that, approaching 60 miles an hour perhaps. And it actually gets worse over Suffolk County, and that's why they have the high wind warning. Wind gusts in excess of 60 miles an hour possible. This is, again, very concerning. Very strong LLJ, almost like an atmospheric river coming up from the tropics that's going to transport all this warmth, humidity, and energy into the atmosphere that we have to be concerned about. So here's at 8 o'clock, and you can see the front is coming through Nassau County, but the winds are still gusting over parts of Suffolk County and, of course, into coastal New England. So this is, again, something to concern. We're looking at wind gusts, not sustained wind. If we dial this back to sustained wind here, it's still pretty respectable here. So sustained wind's pretty strong. I think there could be some scattered power outages. There aren't leaves on the trees, but I still think maybe we could see 20 to 50,000 people on Long Island lose power, especially the further east and on the south. Well, we've seen before that doesn't always work out that way, even though the stronger winds are on the south shore. It also do with the state of the infrastructure, which we know is better on the south shore in some regards. But these are some pretty strong winds that we're going to have to deal with. So let me go to windy.com here. This is the other site we can use, which is the European model, and we can also look at the wind gusts as well as we head into tomorrow. And this is 8 p.m. tomorrow night, and you can see here wind gusts 40 miles an hour, but it gets worse as this is 12. This is 11, and you can see here 48 miles an hour. So we're not as scary as the HRRR, but here we are at 2 a.m., and you can see it's getting worse. 59 mile an hour wind gusts there, 52. 8 a.m. Look at 8 a.m. This is where things really start picking up here. 64. And you see the wind go a little more west before the cold front. That's going to explain that burst of warmth we're going to have before that cold front moves through. So, yeah, 64 mile an hour wind gusts there possible. And this is what we have to be concerned about. I want to go back to the Ventus sky for a moment and look at the temperatures for tomorrow, and then we'll wrap it up here. Because tomorrow we're going to have a big range in temperatures again, and I just want to illustrate that. This is what it's going to be. Let's go to 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the afternoon here. You can see Long Island in the 50s, but look at New Jersey, soaring perhaps close to 70 degrees. And you can just see, because of the trajectory of the wind, south-southwest wind is over land for New Jersey, but over water for Long Island, and that's why it will be cooler. So I think that's going to wrap up this weather update. We'll have another one for you tomorrow night, hopefully sooner. Shouldn't have any... Hopefully no more panic attacks, but that is going to be it for this weather update. And again, we are watching this threat closely for severe weather and damaging winds, and perhaps some coastal flooding as well with these strong winds as we deal with this very strong low-level jet event, LLJ, as we call it. Low-level jet is, again, that low-level jet in the atmosphere. If we go, can we? Yeah, we can. Can we do it? Oh, yeah, this doesn't really... Yeah, this will show you what I mean with low-level jet again. So if we go above the surface here, I'll just explain this to you. So let's go 500 meters above the ground here, all right? And this is tomorrow at 2 o'clock, and look at how strong those winds are at 500 meters above the ground. This is the kind of stuff that we're talking about here. And this is the kind of wind that we're going to have. Those clouds going to be moving really fast. And again, this is 500 meters above the ground. Very high winds here. And it gets worse as we get through the night. Look at that, 81 miles an hour. So this is the kind of stuff that we have to worry about here. Look at this. This is really scary, guys. 2 a.m. I don't need another anxiety attack. 2 a.m. Here we are. And the worst of the wind seems to be over Suffolk. And it's just a very, very strong LLJ here. Very strong. And this is... I wouldn't even be surprised if there could be an isolated tornado or water spout with such, energy in the atmosphere. So it's going to be a stormy night overnight tomorrow night. Good thing is it's overnight, but the bad thing is it's going to get pretty rough, and a lot of people are probably going to wake up with no power on Friday morning, and disruptions to perhaps public transit, and who knows what else. Let's hope it won't be as bad as the models say, but right now it doesn't look good. Thank you for watching.